1 minute. Give me 1 minute, because it's Monday and I'm handling business. Your sound didn't go out. But tell people to come on. Ashika, what's going on? What's going on? Jamisa, hey sis, Alfred, David, Karen is tagging you. Karen, Cannon. Just come on. Just come on. Hold on. I share everything with y'all anyway, so just I'm transparent, but just tell people to come on. Don't worry, I'm gonna be on YouTube and Instagram in the morning, but I need you guys to hear this. Your owner. Just tell them to come on. I'm handling business, and I don't mind you guys hearing this, but this is just what it is. Adam. So new owner of the kids. No. Well, no, the new owner would be your estate. Okay. Okay. So when you say new owner, the new, okay. So basically what that means is if you were to pass away, right, your estate takes over ownership. Okay. Whatever you name as executor. Okay. Would have power there. Okay. So before so now we're changing the executor to the children. Well, no, like I requested. The beneficiaries are changing. That's what we're changing. Okay. So again, if you pass away, right, and Frank continues to live 10, 20 more years, whatever it may be, right, your kids are still listed as the beneficiary. Right. What I didn't want to happen was for the ownership to revert back to him. Right. So if that be the case, then we would have to, if I die, then the executive stays where the children now take that jurisdiction. Correct. And then if husband lives a certain amount of years. Yeah. Okay, got it. All right. Yeah, and making sure that, with your estate documents, whenever you get those updated, are just properly allocated. Right. They know, like, hey, this money is sitting here. Right. Right. And that's the goal of it all. All right, I'm gonna look for it, and I'll e-sign it give me about it. It went to Fred first, e-sign, that's going to you, and I sent him a message as well saying, hey, heads up, you're coming to e-signing this form. Okay. So, all right, but I thought we did that last year. No, we didn't. Why not? We talked because we were. What the hell is that supposed to mean? We were. Adam, let me tell you. What? What happened? We were in the process of doing it. All these changes to the life insurance policy, and then you guys got whisked away to Florida for 2 months. Okay. Well, I'm whisking back, and I'm changing everything around. I sat with Eric. Okay, so if I got to come and sit with you, we got to make this happen. I mean, I plan to live till like I'm 90, but still, these are things that I have to double check and triple check, and so I need some of your time. All right, so free up. Tell me when I'm coming this week. I'm not playing. I shut down 2023 so I can handle all this stuff. You want to come on Wednesday? Wednesday is fine. Wednesday, what time? I got a 9:30 and I got a 2. Give me a 12 noon. No, I have a 2. Sorry, you want to do 1? 1 o'clock is fine. Come on in at 1. All right, 1 o'clock. Put me down. Send me something so I can see Michelle on it. Thanks. Yep, I will. All right, bye-bye. All right, so what am I doing? I'm not afraid to be very transparent because I think that sometimes you have to allow people to see that you're doing this too. So I can't be a teacher to you guys if I don't become a student myself. I am dealing with life insurance. That's what I'm doing. I'm not a life insurance policy saleswoman. But I have a plethora of friends, black, white, Asian. I have a conglomerate of people who I learn from. And so I know that it's Monday and I'm supposed to be resting. You know what I'm doing? I'm going to rest a little bit, but now what you don't see about pastors is the day we're supposed to rest, we're not resting at all. I've got to run to the hospital because I realized that there was someone that was very dear to our church that is now dealing with something. And so as tired as I am, I've got to be whisked away and I've got to go to the hospital to pray for them and their family. Yeah, people still do that. Hold on, pastors still do that. I do that. But in the middle of me doing things for the church, I took a moment and I handled my personal business. I handled life insurance. There's several policies that you are supposed to have. There's several policies that you are supposed to have. Several policies that you are supposed to have. I'm saying this because have you ever just sat down and not went over your beneficiaries? God forbid something happened and you get a divorce. I'm not saying me, we good. But you just have a policy sitting and you have no idea who the beneficiaries are because you just forgot about it. And something happens and God forbid the person that you used to be involved with is on your. One thing about African American people, we do not like to handle our business as our counterpartners do. And we should. We should because life changes, people change, situation changes, and your life matters while you are alive, not just when, unfortunately, you go. So sometimes what I do is I sit down and I think about all of the things that I have to look at, and I handle it. If you're going to follow the leader, then follow the leader and be a leader in your own house. Be an example to your children that you've got to get your life together. Because in this season, not just this season, but no season at all, laziness and procrastination is never going to work. It is time for us to stop using excuses and saying that I don't want to talk about life insurance and I don't want to talk about when I die because life and death lies in the power of the tongue. I think it's very unfair and repulsing that you have life in your body and you won't handle the important things that matter because it takes money to live and it takes money when you die. And I think it's very unfortunate that nobody understands how serious it is. Do you know that you even could take life insurance policies and live on them while you're going through a level of sickness? Do you know that there's life insurance policy that you have not just to secure your mortgage, but to secure you if you can't pay your mortgage? These are very things that are very critical in your life. Do you know that you're supposed to have a living will? Do you know you're supposed to have something saved for your children? Even if you don't have $100 saved for yourself, I think it's unfortunate that you're grown and you don't. I'm not judging anyone. Nicole Sutton, I'm honored. I am not judging anybody. What I'm simply saying is time for us to grow up. It's time for us to get our priorities in order because so many times we live our life with our lives being out of order. What's going on with your mortgage? Are you paying too much? Are you paying too much rent? Are you paying too much on your mortgage? Do you have to defer your loan? Do you have to stop spending so much frivolously and get your priorities in order so you can get out of debt? Do you need to go on that vacation right now? Someone said, yes, ma'am, I'm listening. Do you need to go on this vacation right now? Do you really need that right now? Let me help you. No, you don't need it. Put it back on the shelf. Sometimes you got to stay out of the mall. You pray and fast about everything, but continue to do the wrong thing. You pray and you fast about everything, but you continue to do the wrong thing. Sometimes you have to sacrifice to save your own life and say no. Sometimes You have to do what they're getting ready to do. Audit your own life. Go through everything that you have to handle and handle it. Sometimes you could save yourself a life of hell and headache with simply pushing lazy and procrastination aside and saying, I am going to live better than what I'm living right now. Do you need a 4-bedroom house or 5-bedroom house and it's just the two of you? You know what doesn't make sense to me? What doesn't make sense to me is people go out and they buy these multi-million-dollar homes. And then they have to downsize them because they realize old age is a factor. And the ligaments in your cartilages or your cartilage, depending on the person's health, does not allow you to go up those millions of stairs because now you're older. See, it's okay when you're young and you pay that house off and you use that house as an estate and you pass it along your kids. Do you know that even if you have a home and you paid it off, you've got to pass something down to your children? I am saying it's so sad that we as a people leave things to our children that we don't want to be bothered with ourselves when we're alive, dead. Instead of leaving your children a whole lot of debt, you've got to rethink the way you think when you have the ability to think. Procrastination and laziness will never work in your season. Never. If you're going to purchase a home that you could afford. You remember the mortgage crisis, Cheryl? I love you. Do you remember the mortgage crisis when everybody was getting a mortgage and you were getting homes that you couldn't even afford? And so you want a house that you can't afford, but you believe God that He's going to provide a way anyway. You know, the Bible says, what does it gain for a man to count up the cost to purchase a home or to build a home and doesn't even realize what he has? Sometimes you could be so spontaneous until you've not given it thought. Most of you are getting your income taxes. What are you going to do with it? Most of you have to pay your taxes. I please hope you do that. The person that you just heard me talking to, that's Adam. If you've come to Unity, you've seen Adam when he came to Black Wealth Matters. We talk on a regular basis. You got to do better, guys. You want God to bless you with a financial breakthrough, but you're not doing what you have to do. Let me say that for the people in the back. You want God to give you a financial breakthrough, but you're not doing what you have to do. You do what you have to do so you can do what you want to do. Some of you need to take that income tax and fix your credit. If I want a car right now, I can go purchase it. No, not with the people's money, because you'd be shocked. I take out of my own personal account to help save the church. Yeah. Do you know that I get money when you buy a book? Yeah, I do. Do you know that there are certain things that you'll never know that pastors do? But we do it anyway, so that you can have a place of worship. Do you know that pastors break their backs? And the number one cause of pastors is stress because the people who so love the church and love Carter Chronicles movement and all these wonderful things won't do nothing. But they'll get all the wisdom and knowledge, fix their life. But the pastor is broken. I had a conversation with a pastor this morning, and I was speaking to her about her life and some things that you may or may not have to do. But pastors have no choice. I am saying to you, you can't afford some things. And this is the season where you don't become selfish because you want it. You don't need it. Someone said you're always on point. There's a want and there's a need. Which one are you asking right now? Sometimes you just simply need to take 6 months and don't buy nothing. You want to be debt free? Do you know being debt free requires you got to work and you got to say no and you got to say, I can't do that right now? Someone said, you're talking to me. I know, thank you. Some of you got a settlement. You've got things that the Lord has opened up the windows of heaven for you. And if you're not careful, you'll be broke, pouring it out, giving it all out to people who don't matter simply because you got it. Say no. No is not a harsh word. It is a safe one. Some of you, I'm going to say this. You don't need to buy a Benz. You don't need a Maybach. You don't need a Rolls Royce. You don't need any of those things. You need a car to get you from point A to point B. Now, you don't need a car or a clunker where you're going to be putting more money in it to keep it. but you just need a means of transportation. And sometimes, you know, when you grow up, you're done trying to impress a bunch of people who simply don't like you. Get your priorities in order and watch your life be in order. Priorities are so important. And on Mondays, I get up and I take my priorities serious. I've never been the type of woman, and I'm going to say this, where I have, slow down what you want, speed up for what you need. I like that, Renee Patterson. She says, slow down to what you want and speed up what you need. What you need to do is get out of debt. What you need to do is be a better steward of your finances. Half of people's health is failing because of finances, because they're financially stressed out. And do you know a lot of people, you are bogged down by your mistakes and now you're in this situation, but you can do something concerning the mistakes you made. I like to listen to people who know. I like to listen to people who know better. I like to listen to people who know how to do better. I'll be damned if I listen to a bunch of people who don't even know what it is to maintain good credit. I don't want to listen to people who don't have $100 saved to their name. I don't want to listen to people who know that you got to do something and the doctor wants you to do something and you won't do what the doctor No. Yesterday I preached upon, are you the person that God spit out on the pew sitting next to me? And y'all know the verbiage that I use. And he wrote about the churches of Asia Minor. John did, the Apostle John. And he wrote these letters and he said, he that has an ear, let him hear what the Lord has to say to the church. But he spoke about the sevenfold spirit. And those sevenfold spirit don't just operate in the church. You need to let them operate in your life. And it simply means that you got to get your priorities in order before it's too late. He wrote to the churches of Asia Minor. He said, now I want you not to have a form of godliness, but I need you to really present who you are because you understand who you are and what you represent. But what you got to do to get your priorities in order. Now watch this. One of the sevenfold spirits was wisdom, knowledge. You don't have it just for the church. You need wisdom and knowledge for your life. And I care not to listen to people who do not display wisdom and knowledge in their life to help me with my own life. No. You can't really teach me much of anything. Why? Because I'm watching the fruit. The fruit is always going to bear witness what type of individual you're listening to or taking advice from. I'm bold enough to put my credit up there because I got good credit. I'm bold enough to tell you, yeah, I live a debt-free life. And I lived a debt-free life before y'all knew who I was. Why? Because I had a mother, God rest her soul, that taught us things that were necessary for our life before y'all even knew who I was. The wisdom was always speaking. My mother, God bless her, was a woman of wisdom. Now, this is the detriment of it all. Most people don't have that in their home. And just because you don't have it in your home doesn't mean that you don't learn about it. You go somewhere because there is a whole nation out here called the University of YouTube. Does anyone know about that university? The University of YouTube and Google, you could learn about anything that you're concerned about and know how to take the responsibility and say, I don't have to do what I don't know. I can get the knowledge so I can finally get the wisdom and obtain it and apply it to my life so that I can live better than what I learned. Wisdom and knowledge go hand in hand. Now, I'm going to hurry up because I got to go to the doctor and pray over this family. But what bothered me, Misha, she's a business owner, the Bible that you read and I read says that my people are destroyed for their lack of knowledge. You cannot get mad at people who know or get jealous of them, and you have the same intellectual stimulation called YouTube to sit down and learn something, and you too can do the same thing. You can get the knowledge you need to become better. You can get the knowledge, you can get the financial literacy, you can know what to do Simply by sitting in front of the cellular device that you're watching me from and Googling or YouTubing your problems and how to get out of them. This is not the time for you to procrastinate and be lazy. Laziness and procrastination is never going to work in the season of your life where you need a move of God. The Bible says the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence and the violence taken by force. That is the scripture. And there are times you have to look at your debt and say, I'm getting out of this. No, I can't drink with you this weekend. I'm getting out of that. Thank you for saying you are smart and beautiful. I am honored. It takes a smart and beautiful woman to know a smart, beautiful woman. And it's a whole bunch of us on here right now. I can't hang out with you this weekend. I want to go on vacation, but I got to take that money because there's a debt coming that I've got to pay. I'm going to get my income taxes, and do I really need a cheetah? I'm going to get my income taxes. Do I really need a mink and I live in Miami? Yeah. Stop allowing time to steal your value. Stop allowing time to steal your value. What do I mean by that? You're wasting time on things that are not going to pay you. You're wasting time with friends who like being in debt. You're wasting time on people who won't help you get out of debt. You're wasting time with things that are consistently pulling your value from you. And it simply means your priorities out of order. I need you guys today. See what I'm doing right now? This is a pen and a pad. And I sit down and I write down. I'm a paper pen and an at-a-glance type of person. People who work for me, they realize that when I say give me the at-a-glance, they know what I mean. They even though that they are so technology savvy, when I say I need paper pen, if I say Karen, give me at-a-glance. Michelle, give me at-a-glance. Greg, Jameson, give me at-a-glance. Fred, give me at-a-glance. Give me at-a-glance. Anybody, if I say give me at-a-glance, they know that I need something that I can see. And I can ask the Holy Spirit, what do I do concerning this matter? I am wise enough to listen when he tells me. A lot of people are in trouble because they're not listening to right wisdom. The Holy Spirit is an advocate. But there are people you're in trouble because you're listening to the wrong people. You don't want anyone giving you financial advice that does not know how to save $1. I don't care if it is your mother. I don't care if it is your father. You don't want anyone to handle your finances that has a whole lot of debt. Someone says, you are my big sister. I wish I could talk to you daily. Simona Smith, I wish that you could talk to me daily too. You don't want someone to say, I'm going to teach you how to budget, and they don't have a budget themselves or some way of saving. You don't want someone to tell you about your health and they're not doing the right thing for their health. You don't want someone to say, do this, do that, and they can't sit down and show you a portfolio. See, I'm talking to Adam, and he set me down and showed me his portfolio. Some of you, I want you to please take your cellular devices. I'm going to challenge y'all today because I want y'all to be better. I want you to be better. I want y'all to be better. Take your cellular device, and I want you to look at all of the apps on your phone. The app that you have on your phone that you spend and you shop with, deactivate it. Some of y'all, I'm going to say this and y'all ain't going to like me. You need to deactivate Amazon for a moment because that demon got y'all, it got y'all bad. If you got the spirit of Amazon all over you, you need to go ahead and give a thumbs up right now. Someone said, I'm logging off right now. No, don't log off. If you got this demon called Amazon and you just sit there and you shop, and you got a bunch of stuff coming to your door, you just might discover where your finances is going. That SHEN, Sheen, you people who are Fashion Over people, and you just click, 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 and you shop, 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 shop. If this is where your finances is going, you have now become a problem to yourself. And stop praying me to pray for you because you know what to do. You got to be prepared. If an emergency hits you right now, do you have $1,000 saved? If an emergency hit you right now, do you have $1,000 saved? You want the Lord to make you a good steward over your finances, but you don't even trust him enough to pay your tithe, seed, and to save. Pay your tithe, seed, and save. Pay your tithe, seed, and save. The Lord said, I'll give you the power to get wealth. And you know what it is? First, he sit back to see, can I trust you with finances? And some of us, especially us, unfortunately, we don't understand the seriousness of saving, but we know the power of spending. We are the #1 consumers around the world. We are African American people. But if an emergency hit our house, we can't get it out. You can't take Gucci and say, hold on. This bag cost me yada, 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 yada. But if you can afford it, that's a different story. That means if you want a bag, I tell y'all all the time, you can find some good Gucci and Louis bags at a consignment shop. You just save until you can get it. I did it. I bought my first Gucci bag at the age of 13. I bought me one and I bought my sister Kenya one. You know what I did? I worked. And I pinched a little bit off my paycheck every day until I was able to afford it. Now, you got jealous people that say, oh, the pastor's taking people's money and doing that. Nah, not at all. The pastor is smart. Remember, I got good credit. Sometimes when you have in business, I had to have a conversation with someone concerning my D&B score. Not just my regular credit score, but my D&B. People are like, what is that? If you have a business and you don't know what a D&B score is, I just gave you something to Google at Google University or YouTube University. Google what it is. You need a D&B score. And then after that, you know what you do? You go and you do Uline. Some of you don't know how to start a business or maintain a business. That's why you always lose in a business. Because you got people that say, I can teach you how to do that. But are you sitting there with these individuals and they tell you and show you what they actually did? So you can't get mad at God and say, I lost my business and I didn't. Don't blame God for everything. He said, no, I give you the power to get wealth. And you're not even sitting down getting the knowledge you need. Sometimes when you don't know, hear what I'm saying. Go ask somebody that does. No, you can't help me and you ain't got $1,000 saved. No. If you ain't got $1,000 saved and you ain't got a life insurance policy, you can't talk to me about business. Let me help you with this. Do you know there are people that get very agitated and aggravated and mad at you for talking to them about business? And it doesn't mean you got to have a multi-million-dollar business or a Fortune 500 business. It simply means your personal business. I've sat down with people and had conversations concerning life insurance policy, and they got mad at me. I've got people who have got mad at me because I'm talking to them about saving, and they got mad at me. I've got people, thank you for putting that up to Miss Sanders, know what that is, Dun & Bradstreet. I've gotten people who got mad at me because I said, you may not know how to do that, but learn how to do that. And they got mad at me because people do what they want to do. People do what they want to do. Kelly Crook, trust me, I'm 10 points away from it. People do what they want to do, but then they get mad at you because you're doing what you have to do. Some of you are wasting your time trying to make people better. They don't want to be better. They don't want to be better. Misha said they get hot mad. I am going to continue to get on here and remind y'all, get your priorities in order. Get your priorities in order. Stop crying about stuff that you have the power to change. Stop crying about stuff you have the power to change. Stop crying about stuff you have the power to change. I just got a text message from somebody and it made me cry. It blew my mind. It blew my mind because I did not expect that from this individual to give me such a compliment when the world sees her as great. I stay in my lane now, and I live underneath a rock because the best lessons are learned in isolation. Isolate yourself from anybody that is not making you better. Disconnect yourself from people who want you to be broke because they're broken. You can do better. Y'all can have a savings that you just don't touch. You can satisfy your debt and don't satisfy your flesh. Some of you don't need to go out to lunch all the time. Pack a lunch. Pack a lunch. Pack a lunch. Pack a lunch. Joanna Lynn, thank you for saying that. Pack a lunch. Pack a lunch. Sometimes you got to say, I don't need to go out. I got to save on gas. Sometimes this generation, I don't understand. You would spend money for something to eat instead of going downstairs making a sandwich. It doesn't make sense. You'll spend more money to have cookies delivered. Now, don't get me wrong. I like some cookies. I like Tiff cookies or what is that other cookie? Insomnia cookies. I do. But I'm not going to do that all the time. That's an incentive. I need you to write an incentive. The incentive is simply means that you are going to do better and make yourself better so that you can have something you really desire. Hold on. Yes, husband.
Hey, baby.
I got your message.
Okay.
I'm on live.
All right.
How far are you? Okay. Sometimes you just have to stop doing stuff. Your incentive is, I'm going to pack a lunch for 6 months and see how much you save. Your incentive is, I'm going to come out the clubs. I don't need a bottle of what do y'all drink? Hennessy. I don't need to buy a bottle of I don't know. I'm not a drinker. Whatever y'all drink. I don't want to do that. I don't need any new sneakers. I know we got a sneaker ball coming up. You can wear some old ones. I don't need to do that. I want to finally save $1,000. Now this sounds crazy, right? That if anyone of another nationality goes up and down my timeline and see this smiley face and pause, and they begin to say, well, what is this girl talking about? And I'm telling the people of God to save $1,000. People gonna laugh. And they're gonna laugh because they're gonna say, you mean to tell me they ain't got $1,000 saved? The question is, why not? Why not? Because if they told you that they were dropping J's at midnight, you'll save it. If they told you that there was going to be a sale on units for your hair, you'll save it. If they told you that Gucci is coming out with a bag or Chanel or whatever, you'll save that. We got to do better. That is the bottom line. We have to do better. The Lord could trust me with sowing, seeding, paying my tithes, finances. I pay my taxes. But my priorities are not out of order. Get your priorities together. Fix your credit. Get a life insurance policy. Do something. I am here to correct you with love. With love. You do not have to live paycheck to paycheck unless this is what you like to do. Some people like the high of the gamble. In fact, I'm sowing on this myself. 27 is my seed. I sow on everything I say because manifested evidence always produces from it. I want everybody to pull their credit. Go to myfico.com. Pull your credit. And if it ain't what it's supposed to be, take your income taxes and fix your credit. credit is necessary. Some of you can't get hired because jobs are looking at your credit. Your character and your credit is attached to each other. Your character and your credit. I wish that half of these people on social media that got something to say about me would pull their credit and put it up on the timeline. Because my character and my credit matches. Not only that, my fruit bears witness. My fruit bears witness. And so I can chastise you and speak to you from a leader standpoint and tell you, you do not have to live that way. You are wasting time on stuff that doesn't matter. Your life matters while you're alive, and it matters when you are dead. Because life insurance policies are more than just to bury you. It's more than just to bury you. It's more than that. When you are sick, you can live off your life insurance policy. You can. You can. It's more to it than that. Go today and Google the benefits of having a life insurance policy. Don't you buy nothing else. Don't you buy another. I don't care if you got to wear your natural hair. Wear it. I choose this. But I thank God I got friends that give me a discount on this. See, I got friends, I pay them, but they give me a discount on this. It's a discount. It's a discount. No, I'm just not, no, these come at a discount. And I wash them and put them on my head again. You got a 600 credit score. A 600 credit score will get you an apartment, but it will not get you a house. I'll need everybody to get up in the high 7s and 8s. High 7s and 8. If you live in from paycheck to paycheck, I need you to write down why. If you don't have a life insurance policy, I need you to write down why. They do have policies for pre-existing. And do you know if you have a mother or a father or whoever doesn't have a life insurance policy, you can put a policy on them, but you got to pay it. It's time for us to do better. And so this is money, and I'm handling business right now. And so trust and believe. I have no choice but to get the people of God in order. If someone said you told us to buy 2 good wigs, I sure did. And wash them and wear them. Tithe, seed, and save. Tithe, seed, and save. But get your priorities together. Because God can't trust you with finances if you don't show him that you could do the right thing by it. It's like, why would he do that if he knows you're just going to blow it and you're going to be frivolous? Anybody, if you are getting any sort of settlement, you better go sit down with a financial advisor and ask them, how do I handle this finances? What do I do? And if you get a financial settlement, you better be quiet and don't say nothing because the fishes is coming. And people are coming out right now because they know you got a settlement of some sort. Don't you let them kids and them people drain you dry. Find you a financial advisor and say, how do I save this? Because everybody is going to get old. What you going to do when you get old? You use your youthfulness to help you when you get old. What are you going to do when you get old? You can't. Someone said, I appreciate you for this information. You can't rely on some of your kids. So what you going to do when you get old? Social Security is not enough for, I promise you, y'all better watch the economy. 403b, 401k, all that stuff is kind of, the interest on it is now suffering. So what are you going to do? Thank you for that. Tanya said, what a teaching. I'm not just teaching you Bible facts. I'm teaching you what you got to do concerning your own. And we as African-American people, we are always at the bottom of the food chain. And sometimes you got to say, do I have to blame everybody? Nah, some of you just need to blame yourself. What do I do besides cry? You got to put some work in. Even your faith requires your work. All right, you got to go. Husband is on his way home. And I've got things that I've got to do. I've got things and people and places and things that I got to do. I love you guys so very much. And I'm honored to serve even in my tiredness. I am asking for your prayers because I'm exhausted. I've been running ever since Thursday. And I'm going to be continuing running. And when I go, I am going empty. That every gift and talent that the Lord has given me, I have used for his glory, for him, and to help the people of God. I am so honored. It's time for multiple streams of income too. Talia. In fact, Talia, I need you to get in my inbox. I need to ask you for something for your husband, Phil. Multiple stream of incomes can happen if you just do the work. You can't ask for multiple streams of income and you won't put in the work. And sometimes it requires for you to lose a little sleep, but you have to do it, and don't let nobody distract you from coming to a place of greatness. You've wasted too much time. I am going to seed on this word because it was a rich word, necessary. And I promise you that every word that I speak, there is going to be manifested evidence from it, because it is time for us to do better and be better and stop this struggle. And February 6th is confirmed. All right, Michelle, February 6th is confirmed. I'm on my way to Oklahoma. I'm going to Milwaukee. Okay. I'm on my way to Milwaukee. It has been confirmed. I'll put up the necessary wow. I just went in my email. And check your emails, dang it. Check your emails. Check your spam. Check your emails. Someone said, I'm trying to get my business off the ground. Riri Walker, when you say you're trying to get your business off the ground, what do you mean by that? Trying to get your business off the ground. That means that you're missing something, because it means that you're trying, but you will put it a pause. What does that mean? And so I got to see, what does that mean for you? Check your email, because all of these emails that you just saying let pile up and you ain't taking care of them, that's a problem. Some of you need to just get serious about responding to emails. Answer your phone. Don't be afraid of talking to the bill collector. Don't be afraid. This fear in finances has to stop. With the African American community, the fear in finances, it has to stop, because other people are winning, but the fear of finances has put a pause on everything God has petitioned us to do in our own lives. All right? I love you. I love you. I love you. Let's be better. Let's do better. And let's go get better. Bye-bye.